Can you talk into your mic for me?
Hi.
Good job.
Are you recording?
Yeah, I've been recording for a little bit.
Do you want to do it then?
I can do it.
Go ahead.
And then you follow?
I'm the only other one here, so that makes sense.
Hi, welcome back to the What Do You Mean podcast. My name is Ty.
And I'm Monica. And this is the
What Do You
Okay, well, it's only episode 2, so we're still kind of getting into the swing of things over here.
Yeah.
But wanted to give kind of a rundown of what's been going on in our lives for the last year or so.
Yeah.
Really the last 6 months.
Really the fiscal year. The calendar year.
What is the fiscal year?
The fiscal year.
When he doesn't know what the fiscal year is?
I don't know what the fiscal year is. I think it's
that's
what they tax you on.
I was going to say the tax year, basically.
Yeah, which to me is January to December. But regardless, I'm talking more for us, we're talking for the purposes of this podcast.
The beginning of the year to now.
Since January.
Okay.
What's been our life? What has our life looks like? Because it's honestly looks like a lot of different things, you know?
Yeah. Well,
it's wild. Oh my God. I just thought about our life for the past 10 months because it's October at the time of this recording. And
oh my gosh. I was thinking we were 6 months in.
No, yeah, we're 10 months in. It is almost 2023, folks.
That's insane.
People.
The small talk when people are I can't believe it's already October. We were just celebrating New Year's.
New Year's, and I'm still right in 2021. Yeah. We've been married for over 6 months.
Yeah, this month we're in October now, so it'll be 7 months this month.
We've been dating we've been together for almost 2 years now.
Yeah, around 2 years ago this time is when we first connected.
Matched. Yeah, connected. Yeah, you're right.
I like connected better.
But yeah, anyways, I feel first years of marriage for most people are kind of crazy, probably.
It's weird because everybody does say that. They're always the first year is not necessarily even the hardest, but just the most, I guess. And it makes sense because you're getting into the swing of being married to a person. And so I'm sure that already comes with its own set of challenges, but yeah, we've also had other sets of challenges.
Yeah, we've experienced some things that were not anticipated, outside of the regular being married, even outside of just existing. You wouldn't expect the things that we had to deal with. Yeah,
well, okay, let's go over the highlights though. So if we're talking January to now, let's start with, I would say things didn't really start ramping up until February. So January was kind of our last chill month because in February, we were a month out from the wedding. We were doing all of our bachelorette stuff, which was super fun. We were also in the process of getting ready to move though, because we signed the lease for an apartment that the lease started. Yeah, we signed it in January, but the lease started beginning of March. So lots of packing and
final preparations.
Yeah, final wedding prep things. We got married
in mid-March, which means really from mid-February on was chaos.
Yeah, but so February was really just busy in all aspects, but it was exciting because we had fun stuff coming up. So I remember being very excited, but I also remember being very stressed because I was trying to make sure I was getting ahead on work, but also trying to be excited for the wedding, trying to prep last minute things, getting ready for bachelorette stuff, and I wanted to be fully present for all the bachelorette stuff, even though I was also super stressed and anxious and all that.
Yeah, for me it was weird too because there were people flying in from all over the place, so there was a lot of coordination to make sure that everybody knew what was going on. People asking about where they should stay for the wedding, all of that kind of stuff. But then also people flying in for bachelor party, bachelorette stuff. So we had our bachelor and bachelorette parties on the same weekend, as well as your bridal shower.
Yeah,
which was kind of a lot.
Yeah, but it made the most sense because we had people traveling, and so we wanted to make sure everybody that was traveling for the bachelorette and bachelor parties could be there if they wanted to. Yeah. So it worked out well. And
it was really fun.
It was super fun.
It was a really fun weekend, but it was also chaos because we both work full time, and it's not we're we just don't.
Yeah,
we didn't have
really
the luxury.
People don't talk about how taxing it is to be prepping for your wedding while you also have a full-time job.
Yeah.
How do people do that?
I don't know.
How we did it.
It's weird too, because like the more people you talk to after getting married, the more you realize like that's just how it is, and no one tells you to expect that.
Yeah.
You know, because I remember having conversations with my coworkers who were all married, and they were all like, yeah, getting married, like not getting married, but like putting on a wedding, putting together a wedding, planning. Yeah, it's you putting on a wedding.
That's fair. It really is like an event for other people to experience.
Yeah, and you want it to be
as
the
much
best
as people
thing.
Try to say like, oh, it's your day. Like, it's kind of everybody else's day too.
It is,
because you're literally like,
and it's like you want it to be perfect, and everyone
because
else
you want everybody to have fun
perfectly.
Yeah, and you want people to like be enjoying themselves. And like for me, I get anxious thinking people aren't going to have a good time, so I'll go above and beyond for that reason alone, because it makes me happier to know that like everybody else is having a good time.
But it was nuts.
Yeah, that was busy but fun.
And then
March was even busier
chaos.
because we literally, so our lease started
March
4th. We got married March 19th.
Yeah, and your old lease ended what, March 15th?
Something like that. So it was just like a lot of moving, and then like going back and forth from the old apartment to the new apartment, moving the rest of my stuff, and then like we had to move some of Ty's things in slowly. It was just a whole thing.
We both work from home, so it was this weird, like, we have to get everything set up for you to work from home here quickly so that you could move in. But I was kind of in between places for 2 weeks until the wedding, but we were also gearing up to take off a full week of work. There's just so many moving parts.
Yeah, there were a lot of things happening. That was a very, very stressful time.
Yeah.
And I feel like in hindsight, like my brain shut a lot of it out because I honestly don't remember a ton of that time.
Yeah.
But I do remember like once all my stuff was in here, even though like nothing was really unpacked or anything, I just felt like so much relief because I was like, okay, that is one step closer.
You remember sitting on the floor watching Euphoria, like our first week? We were just
literally no furniture. It was such the stereotypical, like our first place together vibe where like we had no couch, no furniture. We didn't even have like, our apartment doesn't have space for like a dining area, but we do have like a kitchen island that can have bar stools, but at the time we didn't even have the bar stools. So we literally were just like sitting on the floor
for like the first week.
We had a coffee table, so I think we used the coffee table as a table and just like sat on the floor.
We did. We sat on blankets.
Yeah, because it was
and sometimes
hardwood.
Cushions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was tough, and we didn't have a couch for like a month and a half.
Very humble beginnings. We have a really cute couch now.
We have a very cute apartment now.
We do have a cute apartment. It's still coming together, but I do feel like that's another fun update is that like we've been able to like curate our space together for the first time, which has been super fun.
And it's cute.
It is cute.
That's
I feel like this isn't everyone's dream, but my dream has always been to like have a cute space.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy.
I remember looking back, like I remember pinning stuff on Pinterest when I was like 14 because that was
Pinterest
weird.
Boy.
I was a big Pinterest boy. I was the only dude I knew. No, but I remember pinning things of like interior design things of my favorite shows and things because I was like, I want to have a house like this. Yeah.
I feel like my style over the years, like I'm glad we got married at the perfect time for my interior design taste because I feel like we're putting things together that like it's cute and tasteful, but it's also like we're not going to get tired of it.
Yeah. It's
whereas
classic.
Like my style has gone through so many phases, like boho and like super minimal to the point where like you can't even like touch anything because you'll mess up the feng shui or whatever. You know what I mean? But now like I feel like I'm in a spot where I like minimal, but I also like it to look like cozy and like
lived in.
Yeah, but also curated and
it's clean and it's aesthetic.
And our styles fit together well.
They do.
So that was a fun update. We're like constantly working on our apartment because it's still not done. I feel like we just skipped over our entire wedding.
Yeah,
the wedding is going to have to be
October.
I know. The wedding is going to have to be its own episode at some point, but basically
if you're curious about that, like hit us up, I guess, with what you want to know because I don't really know what to say about it because a wedding is just chaos.
There's so much that goes into it.
I would rather do like a Q&A about our wedding.
Yeah, or even just like kind of reflecting on our wedding when we have more time to talk about it all. But basically, We got married in March. It was fun. It was
so fun.
I think
such a good wedding.
For all the stress of like planning that it was the best day ever.
Yeah, no, we had a lot of fun at our wedding. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't change the fact that we had a wedding because there was like talks of doing something more low key. But I am glad that we did it the way we did it.
Same here. But yeah, so we got married in mid-March and then we took like a week off.
Yeah.
A couple days off.
We took like a few days off before and after the wedding. So we didn't go on an official honeymoon right away. But in April.
The end of April.
We went on.
Well, first, you quit your job.
Hey, let me tell the story. I quit my job.
Sorry, spoilers.
No, so I got a new job. I don't even remember when I got the offer. I want to say like probably early April. I don't remember exactly when, but I put in my 3-ish weeks at my job because it worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
It worked out perfectly to where I could work up until we were going to leave for our mini honeymoon to New Orleans. So my first day of my new job was the end of April. I don't remember the exact date now, but it was just like a seamless transition, which was nice. And it felt like, I don't know, I feel like everything this year has happened very sequentially to where like, everything has just made sense the way it's all happened. Well, not everything's made sense, but everything's happened in like an order of sorts.
It's like, it's felt like it's been in very like clear kind of chapters almost.
Yes.
Like this year has been like, not necessarily in like month to month chapters, but like there was pre-wedding kind of, and then there was like the next like month of like honeymoon. And then after that was this summer.
I will say the summer chapter has been my least favorite.
It's been
But we're heading into fall now, baby.
Second act was a little tough.
Yeah.
You know, that's where the hero goes through the trials.
Yep.
You know?
That one was tough.
And that was kind of our summer.
Let's talk a little bit about that for a second. So May, we were kind of vibing.
Yeah, May was fun.
Good month. I don't honestly remember much. And you know, I feel like that's
a good sign. Yeah.
So June hits.
June rolls around.
And you know what else hits? Rolls around, if you will. Us across a highway.
Yeah. So a semi hits.
We did get hit by a semi truck on the highway.
Going about 75 miles an hour.
While we were on our way to a plant store. It started out very wholesome. We were about to have just a great summer day. We were so excited to kick off our season.
It is summer, baby.
We were like, let's go buy some plants. Let's decorate the apartment. Well, let me just tell you, the universe had other plans.
Yeah.
And yes, we got hit by a semi. And you'd think that would be just like, oh, and we're fine.
We're great.
Which is honestly a miracle. And that should be the main point of the story, is that
no one was hurt.
Yeah.
Everyone was fine.
Everybody was fine.
The driver, the people on the other side that we were staring in the eye as we hurtled down the highway at 70 miles an hour backwards.
We only have slight trauma.
It's fine.
But yes, we are fine. Our car, however, was not fine, and we have been dealing with that situation to this day. Mind you, the date, as we know it, is October 3rd. This accident happened on June 5th, and we are still in a rental car. So,
which means it has been a full 4 months as of
2 days from now.
2 days from now.
Yeah. So
we still haven't fully. We know that we are getting a settlement. We know what it is. We haven't gotten it.
And that determines pretty much all of our next steps. So we've kind of just been quite literally riding it out in a rental car for now, because
we are rocking a red Kia Soul at the moment.
A red Kia Soul, if you see us out on the road. I've been trying to start a movement of Kia Soul gang, because you know how like Jeep has their thing, their little like two-finger sign? We're trying to get something like that going for the Soul Gang. So
Soul Gang, turn up. If you see it, throw a peace sign
And you know what it is? It's the most embarrassing thing. The only thing I could think to do is like a forward-facing peace sign.
Just aggressively.
But think like...
She like thinks about it and then gets really excited to do it and like thrusts it at a driver driving past them.
Think of like the least swaggy peace sign you've ever seen.
Yeah, it's just so... It's so... Kia Soul.
Yeah, I feel like it's very on brand for Kia Soul.
It's the least cool peace sign you could throw.
So if you drive a red Kia Soul, or a Kia Soul in general, if you drive one,
Join
the
the
next
Soul
time
gang.
you pass another Kia Soul on the road, on the highway, whatever, throw them a Kia Soul peace sign.
Yeah. It's
I'm
a
doing
gang,
it to
for
Ty right
sure.
now.
Like
It's-
and especially in Nashville, like Kia Souls are the most popular car here for no reason.
Yeah, they're very popular.
I think it's because people could fit drum kits in the back if they needed. That's my theory.
Yeah,
Is
all
like
the
you could fit
musicians need
so
'em.
much music gear in there.
Yeah.
But it's just weird how many Kia Souls they are. I will say, Kia Soul kind of rips.
Kia Soul is kind of a vibe.
We're into it.
So we're just trying to look at the positives in the situation. We're happy to have 2 cars right now.
Yep.
Although it would be nicer if both of the cars were ours, but it'll be fine. I feel like things are
fine.
finally looking up. It's just been a lot of back and forth for the whole summer, so that I feel like kind of put just like an overall downer on the summer.
Yeah, a little bit
Just
of a
like
downer.
stressing about what we're going to do next, if we're going to have enough money to afford whatever, if we're going to get a fair settlement, if just like all these what if things. But I think now we're finally just at peace with it and we're almost done with it. So we're just riding that Kia Soul into the
Sunset.
horizon.
Into the sunset of this year.
Yeah, legitimately, at this rate, we won't get a new car until like January. But
Here's hoping Hyundai Elantra 2023 gang.
yeah, maybe we'll start something for that. That's the new car we're looking at.
Here's the thing. We didn't talk about our honeymoon at all. We just said that we went on it. Do we want to talk about that?
We can. We went to New Orleans,
New Orleans
ate
ripped.
some freaking bomb food.
Easily the best food
Some
I've
of the
ever had
best
in my
food I've
life.
ever had.
Yeah.
New Orleans is so fun.
It was so fun.
I want to go back. We were only there for like 4 or 5 days and it
Yeah.
just was not long enough because there were so many things to do. And like, it is so us because the city is like
There's like cool architecture. There's
cool architecture,
old
cool
stuff. There's also like new stuff. There's tons
There's
of
art galleries everywhere.
art galleries and antique stores,
Antique
which
stores,
are like
two of our favorite things.
2 favorite things to do because they're cheap. Like you don't have to buy anything. You can just go hang.
We're
and,
just
like,
cheapskates. Anything we can do that costs no money is our favorite hobby.
but like we like pretty things and like
Yeah.
going and looking at cool art stuff, cool old stuff. Like
yeah, there was like an art gallery every other doorway, I feel like, on the in the
on,
French
like, the
Quarter.
main
Like
2 streets. Yeah.
yeah. So that was really fun. There was really good food. I feel like
There's really good coffee.
we have become foodies in the last
sure.
year.
For
I think
sure.
we brought it out of each other because before each other, we didn't really go to like fancy places or not that we go to tons of fancy places now, but we very much appreciate food and we appreciate trying new food
Yeah.
together. And so that was like half the fun of
And I
going.
think part of it was like, I think both of us are at a point where like financially it's okay for us to be into food. And that's never really happened for either of us.
Yeah.
And like, we're just like adults. We get to choose what we want to do. We're not broke college kids. That's really what I mean. Like, it's not like we're like raking it in, but like, we're not college kids that are broke, which is what we were.
We're just working adults that
We're
are
just
less
working
broke.
adults. And like once a month, we're like, should we go try this cool place?
Yeah. And it's always
we
worth
do.
it.
It's so worth it. I will say we balled out on our honeymoon
Yeah.
a little bit, and it was the best food I've ever had in my life.
Yeah. Don't have any regrets about that.
Zero regrets.
The food was so
Yeah.
flipping good.
There was also pretty good coffee.
Yeah. We went to some cute coffee places.
Yeah. It's tricky because Nashville is so good at coffee.
Yeah,
that
it's hard to top the Nashville coffee scene, especially when
Yeah.
you're so used to it and you go to other places
that
It can be
have
tough.
like some good coffee shops, but like Nashville, you throw a rock and hit 3.
Yeah.
So
New Orleans did have some cute ones though. So that
did.
was fun. We definitely would love to go back. I would definitely love maybe in the next year to go on like a longer, more like dedicated
Vacation.
trip or
Yeah.
like vacation. Yeah, because we've gone places together.
It's
not tons of
always-
vacations. Luckily, like the honeymoon that we did go on, like the little mini honeymoon, as I've been calling it, was like, it was a gift from some of our good friends. Like they
Totally.
gifted us the trip for like as a wedding present, which was literally so nice because
It was
we
the
weren't
best.
planning on doing anything. But I would like to, in the next year, maybe plan something a little bit longer
Same.
and a little bit more like out there, like a little bit more like
Exciting.
not just like going a couple states over to, you know.
Yeah, or even like
Somewhere that we
part of it too was like we road tripped to,
I was gonna say somewhere that we couldn't necessarily road trip, like we'd probably have to fly.
Even if we did, like it was attainable for us to road trip, but we chose to fly instead. Like doing a half day of travel instead of a full day just feels better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I would rather do that kind of thing and like go to, I don't know, Maine. I don't know.
Low key though, like Connecticut,
Maine? Yeah,
Maine.
Like the Northeast
It's
in the
giving-
like summertime or early fall.
That's like coastal grandmother central, like those vibes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of like the Pacific
It seems
Northwest,
like a different.
but it's like
It seems like a different country.
Yeah.
From not. I mean, I've never been.
just-
Let's
but
just
it
start with
feels
that.
more
But
like
just seeing people's like,
European.
yeah, it feels more European. There's like I've seen people go. I'm trying to think where I saw somebody go.
we saw people
in
go to
Connecticut.
Maine. We saw people go
There's
to
like
Vermont.
cobblestone streets and like really cute, like just like small town vibes.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of Gilmore Girls.
Yes, which doesn't that show take place in like
I think
Rhode
it's
Island or Connecticut?
I think it's Connecticut.
Yeah,
I hope I'm not wrong.
yeah, me neither. We should go to like upstate New York.
That'd be fun.
We should do like a full week in New York and do like a couple days in the city and then also a couple days in the chill parts.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be sick. Should we just plan our trips on a podcast and that's our podcast?
Us planning trips we can't afford.
Yeah. Anyways,
So yeah, that was our honeymoon. It was fun.
it was great. Should we bump forward to July?
Yeah. So a couple other things
What
that we've been
happened in
dealing
July?
with. You know what's happened in July? I feel like our summer was the summer of just like ongoing things, not just one isolated event. So we had the
Yeah.
accident that we have been dealing with for months now. And we also have our sweet little bundle of joy, Cooper.
Our rabbit.
He's been going through it the past few months,
He has.
unfortunately.
Well, here's the thing. I think Cooper's been going through it his whole life.
And
But
that's saying a lot because he hasn't known him his whole life, but he's not wrong.
But exceptionally so for the past like 3 months.
Yeah, as being the one who's owned him since he was literally 8 weeks old, I can confirm he has had issues his entire life. But in the last few months, Cooper's just had like these health issues come up. He's doing okay. It's nothing like crazy serious, and we can get into it more in like another episode. But basically, we have been back and forth at the vet. I swear, I've been at the vet at least 3 times a month since May.
Yeah, I would believe
That is not a joke. And
like on average at least.
on
yeah,
average.
because sometimes
Sometimes
you
I
go
think-
like once a month, but sometimes you
and
go,
sometimes it's been like 4 or 5.
yeah,
So
at least, yeah.
yeah.
Cooper's been, he's been struggling a little bit, but he's doing okay now.
He's doing okay
He's
right
on
now.
the mend.
He's been in great spirits lately, which is good. And I will say, like, it's nothing, he's not dealing with anything like super serious to where like his life is
Yeah.
not being threatened at this point. I'm just
Monica's
helicopter mom.
Yeah,
and I
Monica
also
gets stressed and like Monica has anxiety, so it's really hard sometimes when Cooper is a little bit off or like has one thing and it leads to something else. Like
if Cooper is the slightest bit off, my life is in shambles. And so
that's so true.
And I feel like I am so in tune with Cooper and his persona and his like body language that I can tell the second something is slightly off and I panic a little bit every time.
Yep.
But he basically has some weird issues that no vets have seen, and that he's basically a guinea pig because we're trying all these different things on him to see what works and to try and figure out like the best course of action for his issues. So more
Yeah.
on that another time, I guess. But
Yeah.
just
We're really building up the All About Cooper episode, but
we really are, but there's literally
Coming soon.
so much about Cooper. Cooper is such a big part of our lives, and
really
he
is.
has such a he's like an onion. There's a lot to him, you know what
there
I
really
mean?
is, and people don't expect it because
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh yeah, it's a bunny," but it's like, yeah, but
And he really
he's-
is just like, he's the best, but he's also a lot. And we have been dealing with him a lot the past few
Yeah.
months. But at the same time, I will say, I've had him since he was a baby. He's like going to be 5 in February. So I will say, like, at this point in time, he is happier than he's ever been in his entire life.
Yeah, he's been really thriving.
is-
Like, I will say
he
that was the
loves
standout
it
of
here.
like April and May of us first moving in together. He like was hyped.
Cooper is thriving in our
Yeah.
apartment.
He has a whole house to himself.
A whole house, lots of carpet in here. So
he's mostly lived his whole life on hardwood, and that's really hard for a being that doesn't have pads.
Yeah, he's not like a cat or a dog that has like toe beans. He just has fur.
Fur and then nails.
So it's very slippery if he's just everywhere. He's gotten pretty used to it because that's kind of what he's grown up around, but he's very happy to have carpet to run on. He does lots of zoomies, lots of binkies is what they're called. It's like a little jump, kick, twist situation. It's like a combo.
Yeah. It looks like a snowboarding trick.
It does, and he's real good at it.
He's really good at it.
He would win gold.
I had never seen him do binkies prior to us moving in here.
Yeah.
Other than videos of him.
I had never seen him do as many as he does now. And it makes me so happy because it's like so pure.
Yes.
Because he's just like this small creature that doesn't have much to him. Like he's
just excited.
Yeah. He just gets happy. And like, even though he's had his random little health issues here and there over the last few months, he's in great spirits. And I think overall he's vibing. So that's good.
Cool. So that brings us through July, probably through most of August. Was there anything?
That brings us through I would say that whole quarter can all be lumped into one, like June to September, honestly.
Yeah,
our birthdays were in September last month.
Yeah,
so
we had lots of fun in September.
We did. September was a busy month. Yeah,
we went to Colorado briefly, which is where I'm from.
Yeah, to celebrate his dad's 60th birthday.
Yeah.
That was super fun. He had a party and has so many more friends than I could imagine having. So
there were so many people.
That was a rude awakening for me.
So many long time family friends that we weren't able to, Monica had never had a chance to meet, and family that Monica maybe was introduced to at our wedding, but because of it being a wedding, you didn't remember them, or right. That kind of nobody remembers new people from their wedding. It's just too much chaos to keep in mind.
Yeah, it was fun to be able to kind of have more just longer conversations with people and actually get to meet,
actually hang out with my siblings, which I feel like we hadn't done really. I haven't even felt like I've done that in a long time.
Yeah.
So the fact that you and I got to hang out with them as a couple was really fun.
Yeah.
And then
our birthdays were really fun. We had a couple hiccups because, as I mentioned, Cooper has random health issues. So he decided for Ty's birthday, he would gift him with a tummy ache. And so we had to take care of Koopy on Ty's birthday, but we made the most of it. We had a little movie night, ate pizza, and Cooper's fine now.
Movie nights are my love language, so that didn't bother me really at all.
We also agreed on no gifts for our birthday, and so Ty compromised and got me a gift. And it's actually a really good gift. He got me a bar cart, and it's so cute. And so we've kind of been playing around with decorating that for the last month, playing around with different drink recipes. So lots of exciting things in September.
Yeah, September was a good month. It was
yeah, I feel like it was kind of a relief after it. It almost felt like stepping into our thriving era.
Yeah, I was going to say it felt like we kind of got our feet back under us.
Let's not speak too soon, but yes, I would agree. It did feel like that a little bit.
Not so much that we're ready to start sprinting, but it's okay, we're standing on our own 2 feet again. There's less chaos, less unknown, unexpected things popping up for 1 month.
Right.
Who knows if that's going to stay and if we're going to get a freaking left cross to the jaw this month? Possible. But it didn't feel like that really happened for most of September. We kind of had time to enjoy each other, hang out at home. We started HelloFresh. We've been cooking around the house. There's things like that we kind of started implementing. We're kind of just
getting into the swing of things, I feel like.
Yeah, after so much chaos, we were kind of okay, how can we do better as a couple of just being intentional and hanging out with each other whenever we get the time to. And so that's been really healthy, I think.
Yeah.
It's October.
That brings us to October 3rd. It's Mean Girls Day. Did you watch Mean Girls?
It is Mean Girls Day.
It won't be Mean Girls Day when this comes out. Honestly, this will probably come out 2 weeks from now, maybe 3.
Probably. Sorry. But I did see that Regal was playing it for one night only.
That makes sense.
But the real exciting thing really is that today was my first day at my new job, which was very exciting because Monica started a new job 6 months ago now, and now it's my turn.
And like we both started jobs that are just more fitting.
Yeah.
So it's like a really good transition.
Yeah. We both had jobs that were really good jobs. They just were kind of our first like adult jobs, and they were close to what we want to do for our careers and really good stepping stones. But both of our new jobs are more the direction that we want to go long term for our careers. And so it feels really good and really exciting, I think, for both of us that we're like stepping into our own, moving in the direction that like feels exciting, feels like we're headed somewhere, instead of just like gaining experience, which is what I think both of our previous jobs kind of felt like to us.
Yeah. I feel like we are stepping into a new era of creativity, growth, money moves.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we're just in like our hustle era.
We are kind of, we're kind of in the like self-improvement, self-growth, career growth vibes.
Yeah.
As of late. And I'm into that.
Yeah, I'm into that.
It feels like I'm learning and growing again, which I started to feel a little stagnant. So
we stan a learning and growing king.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So I feel like overall, like it's been a challenging year, but it's also been, I feel like just the fact that we got married this year makes it immediately like one of the best years of my life.
And also one of the most challenging.
Yeah. Like I don't know, it's like everybody always says that like different emotions and like different experiences can coexist. So I feel like we've had really, really good moments, not really good moments.
And most of it has been like from outside experiences. So we're like having to learn how to like band together and like kind of, it feels like weird and cliche and gross, but like take the world on together kind of thing, you know, like, but it's like, it's true though, you know, cause like, it's not stuff that we could have prepared for. Or like prepared to fight against together. Like no amount of saving our money or like driving more careful, like none of that stuff could have helped us. Yeah. Cause like we got hit by a semi. Like there was no, you know, Cooper got sick. Like there's stuff like that.
We're just going through life.
And we're having a great time doing it. And sometimes we're having a rough time doing it. And that's
But we always have each other, which is great.
It's great.
And I was going to say, and we eat a lot of ice cream.
We do.
The fact that is the fact that that's in my head is like
a highlight.
I love dessert so much. I'm literally like, that's one of the highlights of my year is that we eat dessert a lot.
Is that because you took 3 months of not eating ice cream at the beginning of this year? You glazed right over that fact.
I did glaze over that.
That was a big fact for you.
That made the beginning of this year tough.
You've also been working out this year.
I have been working out this year.
You're doing great with that too.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
We decided to fast from ice cream leading up to the wedding, kind of as just to see if we could do it, because I will say I have a sugar addiction.
Yeah, you got a bit of a vice.
I'll be the first to admit it.
Yeah.
So I figured just for a few months to give myself a slight detox and just kind of prep mentally for the wedding, I would do that. But I am not an advocate for restriction. Mm-hmm. So I do eat ice cream still, and I do really enjoy ice cream. But every now and then I like a challenge. So I did that. It was fun. Not going to do it all the time. Anyway, I do work out now, getting swole. Unfortunately, the 6-pack is not 6-packing yet. So
you're on your way though.
Maybe check back in a few months. We'll see.
I've been reading a book about little baby steps. They add up.
Baby steps. The thing is though, here's the thing.
What's the thing? Tell me.
Love ice cream way more than I want a 6-pack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was gonna say,
if I could never have a 6-pack or I could never have ice cream again, cool. I can go without a 6-pack. It's fine.
These are the decisions we make.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of been our life up until now. It's been a heck of a fiscal year.
Heck of a fiscal year.
It's been overall pretty good. I'm excited for the rest of the year. This is my favorite time of year. So I feel like just good things are coming, and that is exciting.
I agree. Do you have any what do you means of the weeks?
Oh my gosh, I actually thought of one earlier and I forgot to write it down.
My boss said, "What do you mean so loud today?" And I wanted to write it down and I forgot about it.
Have we discussed the point of a what do you mean?
I think so. Would you like to reiterate it?
Oh, okay. Basically, yeah. In case we didn't touch on it hard enough the first time. What do you mean is just like a moment or a thing or like anything in this life that happens or that exists that makes you go like, what are you talking about? Like, are you like, what, you know?
Yeah.
One of those, something
like
that just makes you like,
it's an exclamation of frustration and confusion.
It's an expletive in a way.
It is kind of an expletive. That's true. Yeah. It's like, I might have already used this one.
We can't get too far into it.
The only one that I have, it says, we assigned value to paper.
Yeah, that's
like
a huge what do you mean?
Money exists.
And the fact that our entire lives are based around it. We are working 40 plus hours a week to make that paper. Mm-hmm. That's actually like a really funny like phrase that I just said.
She put air quotes around
I did,
that.
but like if you're just hearing me say like to make that paper.
To
like,
get that bag, if you will.
Yeah.
To get that bread.
No, legitimately. Like we exchange a piece of paper for something that we want. Like I get that it stems from like bartering and like.
Well, yeah, and it has like it equates to a certain amount of gold.
But then if you take it a little deeper, why is gold valuable? We made that. We looked at that and we're like, that's what we're going to use to determine everything else.
That shiny rock runs everything.
That shiny freaking rock.
The hell is that? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a big what do you mean?
That's a big what do you mean?
We'll just leave that there. That's some food for thought for you guys to carry into the rest of your week. We'll try to, I need to start jotting them down throughout the week as I think of them.
We do. I need to be a little better about that because I know we've exclaimed it multiple times.
I say what do you mean at least 3 times a day.
Minimum. So yeah, that's like her go-to when she gets pissed about something.
Yeah, that's another thing. If something makes me mad and I just can't even believe humanity is the way it is, I'm like, what do you mean? Anywho,
yeah,
I think that pretty much concludes this episode. So if you enjoyed it, feel free to leave us a rating and review. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't really know how that helps us, but I hear from every other podcaster that it does.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
So if you want to go ahead and smash that 5-star.
Maybe
type in a little, this podcast is a vibe. That'd be dope. You can also follow us.
Like, give us your what do you mean. Maybe we should do a full conversation about other people's what do you means.
Yeah, that'd be
a good episode.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Anyway, you can follow us at WDYM Pod on Instagram, WDYM Podcast on TikTok. Did I get those right?
I think so.
I hope so. We haven't really posted much on TikTok yet or Instagram.
You crushed it.
Cool. I crushed it. All right. Well, until next time.
What do
you mean?
Bye.